You are listening to episode 57 of the Peaceful Mind Podcast. Welcome to the Peaceful Mind Podcast, a place for creating the peace of mind you need to be the best mom you are created by God to be. If you want to bring more balance, more joy, and more peace to your motherhood, this is the place for you. I'm your host, certified life coach and Catholic mom, Danielle Thienel. In the name of the Father, of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, let's get started. Hello, everyone. I just have to preface this episode today to say that if you hear any noises in the background, it is thunderstorming outside where I am right now. It just has a downpour and thunder and lightning and all of that. So if you hear any of those rumblings, then you'll know what that is. Because right now, when I'm recording this, it is very hot and steamy in the south where I live. But by the time you listen to this podcast, hopefully it'll be a little bit farther into the fall, and probably everybody will be kind of either getting ready to, already back in, or have been in school for a while, right? And so that's why I thought it'd be a perfect time to give you this podcast, which I've entitled How to Reach Any Goal, because now that the kids are back in school, or perhaps they are still home, we are still going through a pandemic and all, but regardless, it's sort of for us moms kind of that time of the year, if you still have young kids or kids that are still living under your roof, that we sort of kind of recalibrate our lives around this fall time, kind of with the back to school. So, they have new direction for each of their school year on what's already planned out, what they're going to learn. And so why not us too, moms? Why don't we start thinking about what we want to accomplish at home or in our marriages or for our families? We just want to start making and reassessing new goals. I know we usually do this at the start of the year, but I know that in our minds, it's kind of like the start of a new school year. So today, let's talk about how you can reach any goal. What I love about it is that it's so simple, but necessary. So let's start. If you know what your goal is, then you are going to know how to reach your goal, right? Do you even know what your goals are? Have you stopped to even think, what is it that I don't have right now? What is it that I'm after? What is it that I want? I think I'm shocked every time, but that is starting to wear off a little bit the more and more I coach more moms, that when I ask them the question, what do you want? They oftentimes were like, I don't know. I haven't stopped to even think about it. I've just been so busy and focusing on the family and everything like that we forget to say, like, what are our personal goals? So to reach a goal, you need to actually know what the goal is. So in this step, I would really urge you to do the step of doing a thought download with a piece of paper and a pen, and at the top write, what goals do I want to achieve? And then just let your brain, just whatever it offers it, go ahead and put it down on paper so we can turn this goal into an actual tangible thing that you can see. Okay, next, to reach a goal, we have to ask ourselves, from those goals you set, the ones you've just downloaded, you have this list, some things that you want to accomplish, do you really want it? We have to ask ourselves this question. Do you really want that goal? Because a lot of times, instead of the word want, what your brain is really telling you is that you need it, that you have to have it. But maybe not. Maybe that's just that emergency part of our brain that's saying that it is a necessity, but it's not. But I want you to look at your goals in a way that you really want it. Like it's something that you personally decided that you want, not that your family tells you you should, or society has led us believe that you should achieve this. But do you, in who you are, in your unique characteristics and circumstances of life, do you really want that goal? And if you do, that will be an integral part of reaching the goal. So far, to reach any goal, you need to actually know what the goal is, and you need to really want it. And just as a side note, I have to add, do you know, moms, that you can want something just for the sake of that you want it? You don't have to feel guilty or indulgent or anything. It's okay. It's okay to dream big and have lofty goals where other people think that you shouldn't. It's okay to want what you want just because you want it. I give you that permission today. Okay, next, ask yourself if it's a good goal, right? Like, only you will know the definition of that, because isn't it subjective whether it's good or a bad goal? But it's just a simple question that if you just pause and close your eyes and take a breath and think about what it is that you're actually like, is it good? Is it good for you? Is it good for the whole of your life? Then you're going to reach it if your answer is yes. And that's if the answer is yes for you. Okay, next, to reach any goal, you have to believe you can reach it. It'll make it inevitable if you can believe that it's possible for you. If your mind says over and over again, nope, not me, I don't have what it takes, that's going to be too hard, it'll take this other kind of special person to reach it, I just want you to be on to yourself. And then this might come out in your thought download too. Maybe you can do another one that says, like, why do I think I can't reach it? And that will reveal to you maybe some of your limiting beliefs that you hold that are most likely thought errors. That's what we call them when it's something that feels like a fact about yourself. You could say something for instance, well, I'm an introvert. And this goal that I'm reaching, let's say you had a goal to do public speaking on a large scale, and you're thinking, well, that's just not who I am. I'm an introvert. I'm not an extrovert. I can't be like in front of and talking to a lot of people. Notice how that is what I would call, it is a thought error. Whether you're an introvert or an extrovert is just something that you are choosing to think about yourself and believe. And that is something that you don't just come out being an introvert or an extrovert. It's learned and it can be unlearned. And yes, we have certain DNA tendencies that pull us in one direction, but you do not have to own that identity. And so maybe right now, if you're not believing you can reach the goal, it's time to take a look at those beliefs. And the way we also can do it is by revealing a thought download. And in this case, you can ask yourself, why don't I believe? And then I'd like you to say, if I believed it, then what? Then how would I feel? Then how would I show up towards reaching this goal? What actions would I take if I totally knew, like, of course it was possible for me? That's going to change everything. Okay, 2 more. How to reach any goal? You have to work to achieve it. Yep. Okay, I am a total proponent for really focusing on your thoughts and your beliefs about something. And yes, we can in itself do the activity of deliberately thinking something on purpose. I do that with Post-it notes stuck to my computer, or you've heard like the bathroom mirror. And I actually have a reminder on my phone where it dings me at the same time each day to give me this kind of, uplifting mantra, something that I want to believe is a goal that is achievable for me. And I learned this from one of my coaches, and I'll tell you, I did not realize how powerful this was going to be, because setting that reminder actually has me every day focusing my brain, even if it's for a few seconds, but I think about that goal when I hear the reminder. So circling back to the step of reaching the goal that you need to work to achieve it, it's like, yes, you actually have to take action towards your goal. And our actions, as you well know, if you've been listening to the podcast, how I work with the self-coaching model, and that is that we have circumstances that we have thoughts about, and those thoughts create feelings in our body, and then those feelings fuel and drive every action we take. So we do want to have the belief work in order to drive us to actions, because every result that we want it requires taking action. But we want that action or those actions to come from a good feeling place. And then those good feelings are going to come from the belief you have about being able to achieve the goal. And lastly, you need to think positively. That's right. I work a lot with uncovering limited beliefs and show you how your negative emotions are actually caused by negative thinking. And yes, we do have to uncover that and question it in order to move closer into really believing the positive thought instead of just jumping to the positive. However, as a general rule, the thing is that every positive result that we have created in our life stems from a positive thought. So sometimes it can be just as easy as recognizing that you feel negative about something and deciding the positive outlook about it. One of my superpowers, I call it, is that I can take any situation that some people would look at as a bad experience or a failure or something negative that is going on in my life, and I never choose to even look at what other people would call negative as negative, because I know that positivity in my thoughts will create a positive feeling, which will ultimately give me a positive result. So I will always go looking for the positive in every situation. So it's really a win-win for me. I always say that we never fail at something. We are either winning or we're learning. So if something negative is happening, I can reframe that in a way to be like, okay, well, I know that good can come from everything and that I can learn something positive here and have a takeaway that's going to help me in my future. Or, of course, I have the thought and the deep belief that God makes good out of everything. So sometimes in that moment, I can just decide on purpose that I'm going to think positively. I've mentioned it on the podcast before, but besides the Bible, one of the great influences on my life was a book written by Norman Vincent Peale, which was called The Power of Positive Thinking. And this was before I came to the coaching and the concepts. And this was a couple decades ago. And when I came to the book, it was just an easy decision when I read it. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I could just choose to think positively about something. And it really came easy for me. So I can see how when I applied that into every area of my life, I saw positive results stem from it. Now, there are sometimes things that go on in our life where we can't automatically jump to the positive, but we could look at small ways or just find some good from it to, even if it's just this little flicker of a flame that you could open yourself up to considering that it might work out for the best or produce a positive result down the line or help you in some way or cause you to be an example and help someone else, whatever it is. So I welcome you to, with your goals, to just choose to think positively about it. Okay, let's recap. How to reach any goal. You have to know what the goal is. You have to really want it. Ask yourself if it's a good goal. Believe you can reach it. Work to achieve it. And think positively about it. All right, moms, I wish you all of the best school year with your children. And if for the others who their kids are out and about, I would just also invite you to come on to look at what your goals are for this season of your life or this time of year. And let's go ahead and do some of these things about your goal so you can reach them. Thank you so much for being with me today. I love you all. Peace be with you. And I will see you again here next week. Take care. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Peaceful Mind Podcast. Are you ready to take everything I teach you here and put it to work for your own life? To really learn how to have peace of mind no matter what is happening around you? If so, I'd love to have you as a client. As your coach, this is where you'll get personal and focused time on your own mind using life coaching tools, concepts, and proven life-transforming wisdom, all through a faith-filled lens. To learn more about how we can work together, come on over to DanielleTienel.com. There, you'll see how to sign up for a free coaching consult and learn how to get started. Until next time, peace be with you always.